Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how to do form validation in Laravel 6 and Bootstrap 4. So this is a short little demo application that we will be building here. So it contains three fields: name, password and email. Now if I click submit without entering these details, I will see a error messages popping in. That is, you can see that name is required, password is required and the email field is required. If I enter the name but not enter password and email, still I will see the error here: password is required and email field is required. And the second form of validation is that if I enter password too short, let's suppose of 2 characters, and in this case I will be seeing another error, that is the password must be at least 5 characters. So this is a minimum length of validation. And now if I enter 5 lengths, and the third validation is that the invalid email. Now if I enter invalid email here, so this is the invalid email, and now if I click submit here, you will see that the email must be a valid email address. So this is a third type of validation. And now if I enter a valid email address and click on submit, then the record will be inserted into the database. You can see that user created successfully. In this case I am using the MySQL database, and if I refresh this database, one record will be added inside this. So these are the fields here: ID, name, email, password. So password will be encrypted and it will be converted into a verified password here. So just wait, it is inserting here. So you will see that one entry has been added into the database. And one last validation I will want to show here is that it will be accepting unique emails. So if I want to insert this email address again here, so this will create an error here. So now if I enter the same email address once again, so this will show me an error, that is the email address is already taken. You can see that the email has already been taken. So this is the last type of validation. Now I need to enter a unique email address for insertion. So I can just enter unique email address. And now if I click submit, that detail will be inserted. You can see that user created successfully. And now if I refresh it, one other entry will be added here. You can see that. So in this video we will be looking to build this kind of application in Laravel 6 and Bootstrap 4. So let's get started. Now to get started guys, this is my sample Laravel application here. And here first of all we want to configure our routes. So just go to the routes folder here and you will find a file called as web.php. Open this file, and here inside this we need to configure our routes. So first route we will configure here is the get route. So when we open the application, so here we just need to go to a route which will be a user/create. So this will actually create the user for us, and we will be making a controller file later on which will be form validation controller. This is a controller name, and inside that we will be having a method which will be create. So which will be having a simple form which will create the user for us. So we will be making a get request to it, and similarly we will be having a post request which we will make to the same route which will be user/create, and this time we will be having a different method inside our controller which will be form validation controller once again. And inside this we will be having a method which will be store, so which will be actually be inserting the record into the database. So just first of all configure these routes, and now we just need to create our controller here. So just go to new terminal, and here you need to go to the directory here first of all, and in order to create the controller we will be executing this command php artisan make controller, and then followed by the controller name, which in this case is form validation controller. Enter it. So this will create your controller. You can see that controller created successfully. And now in order to find the controller, it is very easy. Go to the app folder here, and inside this there is a HTTP folder, and inside this there is a controller folder, and inside this is your controller form validation controller here. And here inside this we will be creating two methods. First method will be the create method, which will be in this method. So this method, all functions will be public here. So public function create. Inside this we just need to return a simple view which will be holding the form for us. So this view will be create user. So we just need to create this file here inside your views folder, so which is located inside resources. So just go to resources and views, and here we just need to create this simple file which will be create user.blade.php. So inside this file guys, we just need to first of all write a very simple basic HTML document and give it a title Laravel 6 form validation, and close the title tag. And also we just need to import Bootstrap. So you can just do a quick Google search Bootstrap CDN, and the very first link which comes in, click on this link. And for the CSS, we only need the CSS, so just copy this. So this will copy to clipboard, and now we just need to link tag relative style sheet, and the href will be equal to this link. So close it, and after this we just need to close the head, and in the body, and just close the body as well, and also the HTML. So inside the body we will be having our form here. Let me create some more space. You can see that inside this we will be having a class of Bootstrap which is container. Inside this class we will be having a simple heading which will be Laravel 6 form validation example, like this. And now if I go to this, in order to open this, I am just running this command here, php artisan serve, which will open this server on port 8000. You can see that 8000. And now in order to open this, we can just type localhost 8000. So if I go to this will be open the default Laravel page. And now in order to go to the route that we have configured here, we will just go to make a get request to /user/create. If I go to this route, you will see a heading Laravel 6 form validation example. And now we are successfully loading the view here that we have created here. After the heading, we will be having a simple form, which will be form action will go to /user/create. Oh, sorry. In this case, we just need to write it inside this syntax, double braces. This is a Blade syntax, and here we will provide the URL like this. So URL will be user/create. So in this manner, you will be providing your URL, and the method will be post guys. So we will be having the method as post. So inside this form, we will be having, first of all, we need to write like this csrf::field. So just write this, and this is a function. So after writing this, we just need to create our input field. So inside we will be writing this div form group. Inside this we will be having a label tag. So we will be giving a label of name. So after this we will be having an input type of text, and I will be giving a name property to it of name. I don't need the ID. I will be giving a placeholder to name like this. And also I will be giving a Bootstrap class of form control to make it look attractive. And now I will copy paste it for the password and email. So paste, and here I just need to change some values here, which will be, this one will be password, and this type will change to password, and name will also change to password, and the placeholder will also change to password, and this will be changed to email. Type will change to email. Name property I will be changing to email, and this will also change to email. Now if I refresh it, my form, you will see my form will be there. It will contain 3 fields: name, password, and email. You can see that. Let me change the placeholder value to email also. This is email. I have changed this. Why it is not reflecting? So you can see that it has changed to email. And now we just need to, lastly, a button in order to submit the form. So here we can just have another div which will be holding the button. So div class form group. So inside this we will be having a simple button which has a class of btn success. So these are all Bootstrap classes. So inside this we can just write here submit. So and also we just need to, that completes our HTML guys. So if I refresh it, you will see a button here of submit, and now if I click this button, so this will insert the entries. And now in order to write the logic, we just need to go to the controller file and write our second function, which will be store. So public function store. So when we make a post request through this form here, when we press this button, this will make a post request to this route user/create, and inside our web.php we have made a method of store here. So this will handle this post request which is coming here from the form. And now inside this store method, it will take the request object. So I just need to provide the request object like this, and after that we just need to configure this. First of all, we just need to handle the validation part. This is the main part of the video. So in order to handle validation in Laravel 6, this will take the request arrow validate. There is a validate method here, and here this takes the array of values. So arrow here, you can see that inside this we will be writing the first field, which will be name. So we are using the name property here, which we have given in the form here. Name, you can see that we are giving this. So this should be required. So we will write here required, comma. The second field will be password. Password should also be required like this. And one other validation, we will be having this symbol in order to provide multiple set of validations, and minimum characters should be 5 like this, min 5. So this basically means that this will require minimum characters of 5 in password field, and just put a semicolon here to remove the error. And thirdly, we have the email field, and for the email field this should be required also. And second validation, it should be a email, valid email, and the third validation is that it should be unique. So unique colon, and the name of our model is table is users. So I have created this table here, you can see that. Let me just show you. The name of the table is users, you can see that. So just provide the table name. So whichever table name that you have configured, just provide the table name here after the colon symbol. That's it. So after this, guys, we also need the second set of validation. So just put a comma here, and again inside the square brackets we just need to provide the error messages. So if these validations are not met, then we provide to the user some kind of error messages. So if name is not written by the user, then we can just provide a simple message to the user that name should be required like this. Name is required. Put a comma, and the second validation is password required. And here we can just write password is required. So that's it. This completes the validation, guys. So now we can just move on to the insertion process inside our database after this. So we can just take the request object here. Just make a new variable input and take the request and put a all function here. So this will take all the request, and also we just need to make the password more secure by encrypting it. So for encrypting it, we will be having a bcrypt function which is available in Laravel. We can call this function bcrypt, and we can call this. So basically this will hash the password, and we can just pass the value here, input password. So basically it will hash the password for us so that we can just store it inside the database. And now after that, guys, we just need to create the user. So user will be equal to, and we will be using the user model that I have already created inside our, when you do the authentication part. So if you go to the inside your app HTTP, so there you will find the user model here, user.php. So you can always create custom models if you want. So you can see that in this model we have 3 fields: name, email, password, and this is the model that we are using here. So in order to create a new value, we can just call a create function on that model, and we can just pass our input variable. So this will hold all the records: name, email, and password. So this will create a new user for us, and now we just need to redirect the user by using this back method. And also we just need to provide the success message like this: user created successfully. That's it. Put a semicolon, and now the controller file is ready, guys. And now we just need to configure our success and error messages inside our user blade file. You create user blade.php. So the first thing that we need to do here is that we need to check for the success message. So right before the form here, we just need to write a very simple if condition here. So @if, and here inside this we will check for the session variable. So session get, and we will be checking for the success message if it is set or not. So we will be wrapping it inside if. So inside this we will write it. So if the alert message is set, then we will be displaying it by using some Bootstrap classes like this. So inside this we can just print it out inside double braces, session get success. That this will print out the success message. And also after this we also need to write this @php. We need to wrap it inside, just remove the extra @, and inside this we just need to write the session get forget, and inside this we just need to pass the value success. That's it. So now after configuring the success alert message, we also need to configure the error messages for each field. So for this we just need to after we define the name input field here, you can see that after this we just need to assign a error message. If any kind of error take place, we can just write here @if, and after that we can check for the error here like this, errors, and we will be using the hash function, and inside this we will pass the value which will be name. So we are taking this value from this name field, which name variable that we have declared here. You can see that name, password, email. So we are taking this value from. So if this value has been set here, then we just need to print out the error message. So in order to print out it, we will be using a span tag, and we will be attaching a text danger class of Bootstrap, and inside this we can just print out inside double braces errors. First we can use the first method here and pass the name property. So this will print out the error message if the name field is not entered by the user. So now we just need to repeat it for the password and the email field also. So just copy paste it after the password field like this, and just change the value to password, and here also. And lastly, just change this for the email as well. So paste it here and change this to email. And now this completes the application. And now if I want to test this application, I need to go to the browser and reload the page here. So now if I don't enter any values here and click the submit button, so you will see that the error messages will come that name is required, password is required, and the email field is required. And now if I enter the name but not enter the password and email, still the error messages will show, that is password is required, email field is required. And now if I enter the name and if I enter the password 2 characters, and now it will show that the password must be at least 5 characters. So you will see that the minimum validation is also working. And now if I enter a invalid email, if I enter the name enter the password and enter an invalid email and click submit. So you will see that please include an @ symbol in the email address. So you will see that it is also printing out this message also. And if I enter a valid email and click on submit button, so you will see that the email has already been taken because this email is already present inside the database. If I show you, you will see that this email is already been taken. So now this error is also there. Now if I select a unique email, let's suppose if I again enter the values and click on submit button, so this time it will insert the details and you will see a success message. So it is saying to me that user not found. So guys, the error was coming because we haven't included this model class that we are using inside this file here, form validation controller. So in order to include this, so just move to the very top and write this code here, use. So this is there inside the app folder. So just write app/user. So after including this error will not come. So now if I again reload the application and write the name, password and a email address and click on the submit button, so you will see that this success message is coming here, user created successfully. And now if I go back to the database, you will see an entry being added to the database. You can see that. So in this way we have seen how to do form validation inside Laravel 6 and Bootstrap 4. So thanks very much for watching this video.